Welcome, everyone.
Welcome. Hey.
We're back. We know last time we promised it wouldn't take this long.
Oh, we had some technical difficulties.
Right. And we were trying to better ourselves.
Yeah.
But it kind of backfired.
It did.
But it's okay.
We're learning.
We're learning.
Yeah.
So this week we have a very special privilege. We have a very, very special guest.
Drum roll, please.
Our good friend
Molly. What's up?
Welcome, Molly.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm super excited to talk about the drama.
Yes.
Right. We think you're the perfect
Person for
Yeah.
this episode.
this episode.
I think you guys are the best people to talk about this movie with. I love talking about hot takes with both of you, so I'm super excited.
It's gonna be
excited.
great. Yeah. So
Oh,
we've known Molly. We met her in college.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment. Never not had a spicy question that we took hours to unpack.
Yes.
And this is a great movie to get
her
Molly
brain
started
on.
with. Yes, and it won't be the last time, obviously.
for
but it's a great start.
Yes.
So,
Molly, do you want to do us the honors of reading
Yeah,
a brief introduction?
I'll read a quick introduction.
Yes.
So the drama is a dark comedy romance
Mhm.
starring Zendaya. She plays a character called Emma, and Robert Pattinson, who plays a character named Charlie. And they're a happily engaged couple whose relationship unravels just before their wedding. A drunken confession of a shocking dark secret from Emma's past causes Charlie to spiral, forcing them to face unsettling questions about love, honesty, and forgiveness.
Very brief and great introduction. I think we're just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah.
Should we
yeah.
should we do a quick how was your week before we
That
jump into the
would
movie?
be perfect.
Okay.
Amazing.
Go ahead.
It's spring.
Thank
Love the sun.
Lord.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't feel like spring. It's been
No,
raining
yeah.
the entire week.
But it's not snowing anymore.
Yeah.
It's actually
Yeah.
quite warm. I mean, we're feeling all the whole range,
Yeah.
the full
Yeah.
spectrum.
Very spring.
But the sun has been wonderful.
It got me thinking about that song by the Beatles. Here comes the sun.
Yeah.
I have no
Do-do-do-do.
idea.
It's from the movie The Beast.
The B movie. Wonderful.
Great song, but
Yeah.
my week has been good. I went on a little trip to Chicago like last week, which was great. Love Chicago. Love the people. They're very interesting. Love deep dish. Don't come at me. I
No.
had a phenomenal time eating it.
I really want to try.
Yeah. I think it depends on the restaurants.
Yeah.
apparently.
I don't know. I've never tried it, but I don't know how I feel about deep dish. It's like basically a lasagna.
I know, but like I think that's why it's very
That's so
important.
interesting. I never
Where
thought
you
about
put
it.
No,
But there's no pasta.
Yeah, no pasta.
But
It's like a
thick.
lasagna where it's mainly made out of
Crusted
dough.
cheese. Yeah.
Dough,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a phenomenal experience. Thankfully, the entire time I was there, it was perfect weather. So I feel like I got to really see each neighborhood in Chicago, and yeah, I'd love to go back. So that's my time. What about you, Maddie?
I mean, I had a pretty regular week. You know,
Okay.
I didn't do much. I think the highlight of my week was probably a couple of days ago where I think we met up and we went to Level 99. So if anybody listening is actually in the Virginia, DMV area, recommend Level 99 in Tyson's. So much fun. But you have to go there during the weekday.
Yeah.
What about you,
Those are
Mary?
great. Yeah.
Work has been pretty busy. It's like end of the semester, so work has been a lot, but also school has been popping. Next week is my last week, though.
Mhm.
I can't wait to celebrate that by doing nothing in the evenings. But yeah, I feel like summer is genuinely here because I'm still on a school schedule. I do feel the approach of summer.
Mhm.
So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, I've been to Blacksburg a couple of times, couple of conferences. It's actually been nice busy though, and not necessarily stressful busy, which is rare.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I feel very grateful. I'm feeling great.
And we're going back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to go back.
It's so exciting.
It's gonna be especially it would have been nice if Yelbe, our friend, joined us, but we have not been back all together since we graduated
Yeah.
2 years
Yeah.
ago. So it's like our 2-year anniversary, and it's gonna be so much fun, and we can't wait to celebrate our friend
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. A great time.
It's gonna be awesome.
With amazing friends.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing company.
Yeah.
We were going to stay in a scary,
Glamping.
scary. You know, the city of Blacksburg gets very expensive during grad time, so it's been quite a journey looking for the right place to stay. Yeah. We were considering a tent, guys.
Yeah, no, we literally were like, this is golden.
Yeah, we were considering a tent. What stopped
yeah.
us? The lack of a bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a bathroom.
It's just not a good.
It was.
It was mid out of 10.
It was.
made
Yeah.
out of-
Yeah.
So we left that in Addis. We're not.
Yeah, we left that in our past.
Not doing that here.
Yeah. So we're still staying in a questionable area, but so God, pray for us, y'all. But
Keep you posted.
yes,
If you don't get an update in a month,
yeah,
you know what happened. You know what
Technical
happened.
difficulty.
No
Yeah.
technical
yeah.
difficulties.
Do not assume.
Yeah.
it will be technical. Cool. That was a great update, guys.
Yes. that was
All right,
great.
so let's dive into it. So thanks, Monty, for the overview. So
Mhm.
let's start with the trailer.
Yeah.
So the trailer, we saw Charlie and Emma, the couple, biracial couple. We love that. We knew that they were about to get married. It was the week leading up to their wedding, and we saw that the best man and the maid of honor, who are also a couple, were drinking. I think they were like wine tasting for the wedding.
Yeah, I think food tasting.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there were obviously, of course, the fiancés, and they asked each other, "What's the worst thing you've ever done?"
Yeah.
And in the trailer, you see that whatever Zendaya's character says is like, changes the whole vibe, and the Charlie, her fiance, debates whether or not he wants to marry her, and all this other fallout.
Mm-hmm.
So, Molly, what did you think? Potentially the worst thing that she had ever done was before watching the movie.
The craziest part is I don't know if I watched a different trailer. I think when I saw a trailer for the drama, I just assumed it was a couple, and we just see kind of the start and end of their relationship, like the honeymoon phase and like all the ups and downs that they go through. I don't think I anticipated that there would be any sort of like secret that would be the reason why they would break up.
Okay.
So
There were multiple trailers.
Yeah.
There were multiple. So you didn't see the trailer with that. Okay.
I just assumed the movie was going to be about like the ups and downs of a couple.
A young
Like,
couple.
just naturally,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I was not expecting that at all. That's why I'm so curious, like what you guys assume before going into it.
Yeah. Soli.
I notoriously do not watch trailers
Right.
before watching movies, but Mary gave me like a high-level synopsis of like what the trailer was.
Yeah.
And I just assumed Emma cheated. I'm like, yeah, typical. That's the most common thing. What else could it be?
No, exactly.
I was very quickly able to realize it was not cheating.
Yeah.
When we were watching the movie.
Yeah, as I was watching the movie, I was like, oh, so she had a gun. Got it. Very different.
Yeah.
And obviously it begs the question, like, look, cheating would have been better. Like, I don't know, because I don't know how I would have handled my partner
Cheating
saying-
on her current.
No, like if that was like what led to the downfall, like according to the trailer.
Like, do you think it was like the cheating of her current man, or she has
At some
cheated?
point, yeah, like if
okay.
that was a past thing, like I thought it was how they would handle something basically along the lines of cheating, like with that gravity.
Okay.
Being basically planning a mass murder, different ball, like that's a different thing. So it took me by surprise. That was kind of my thoughts, but obviously we're gonna expand on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mary, what was your assumption?
So I actually saw like several trailers because like I would just go to the movies and they would just show the trailer. I was almost the opposite of Soli, where I was like, this is gonna be really bad. Like, honestly, and this is gonna sound weird, but I assumed like the worst, to the point when in the movie, when she did reveal that she planned a mass shooting, I was a little bit relieved. And I know that this is
Love spectrum.
I really thought it was gonna be like some kind of like, oh, like she molested a family member, or like she like accidentally murdered, or she murdered someone without remorse. Like that's all. I'm not saying a mass shooting is not bad, but I would like in the movie theater, I felt so much like anxiety when that scene was coming. I was like, I'm so uncomfortable. Like I really thought it was going to be something that I just couldn't stomach.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, like fidgeting with my fingers and stuff like that. And then she was like, oh yeah, like, I planned a mass shooting when I was younger, but I didn't go through with it. I was like, thank God. Yeah, I was like, okay.
Fair.
Okay, but I know we're going a little off track, but if your partner was like, on a previous partner I cheated, is that the end of the relationship for you?
Not at all. That's why I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mali and I watched the movie together, and Mali obviously had some very great questions, and one of it was like, if your partner told you that they cheated,
on a previous partner,
or like a,
or you
when you were dating. Yeah. When you were dating, they cheated, but like you guys have been married or whatever. I think that was the question. I think
he cheated. Within like a year of dating.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you guys got married.
Yeah.
And I remember I asked you this like, if right before you're about to get married, if you found out.
Yes.
How would you feel? And I think he said, I hope he doesn't tell me, at least until like we're 20 years down the line where it wouldn't matter.
Yes. So that was my response. Basically, like if he cheated, I would love to know before we get engaged. Once we're engaged, any kind of negative past he has, I don't want to know.
That's probably the most vulnerable stage. Yeah, I feel like when you're engaged, because you're like you're excited about, you know, getting married, but you're at that point where it's like this is your last chance to get out of this.
Exactly.
So anything after it's a vulnerable, let alone, and which in the case of the movie was the week of the wedding.
Yes, that's crazy.
That is a very sensitive time.
It's
I
very
feel
sensitive.
like.
But before we even get to the reveal, I'm curious, because they had it was a dinner. It wasn't a dinner party, but they were doing a tasting menu, and each person revealed something.
Yes.
Right.
So,
right.
Let's talk about
there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's start with the
Mike?
groomsman.
Yeah. Mike.
Best man. Yeah.
Mike, low-key valid. Like, I mean, he was just being a very silly man. Like,
can you actually remind me what it was?
He was like, the worst thing I did was like, I grabbed my girlfriend and put her in front of like an aggravated dog or something. I'm like, you're just.
I personally have done worse things than that.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And he was very sensitive about it. He was like, Rachel, we said we wouldn't bring it up again to his wife.
Yeah.
And then you know what Rachel did?
Oh my God, hers is actually
brother
terrible.
And I'm sure she's downplaying how bad it was. Yeah. On top of that, so this is a woman that, just from a character perspective, the way she even told the story, the fact that it felt downplayed really scared me as to what the full extent of what truly happened was.
Yeah, she was laughing.
And the way she was kind of like, I don't want to say bullying, but like making her husband intentionally uncomfortable with his thing, that was so much better than her thing. Screams, you know, it says a lot about who she is and how she feels relative to the people around her. So her thing was, to keep it short, she was neighbors with when they were young, probably probably a mentally ill to some extent boy, and they were stop me if I'm wrong, but they were playing in the woods or something, and they found a trailer abandoned.
To the woods. She was like, "Let me show you something," or whatever.
Yeah, and he found this abandoned trailer. She went with him. They went inside, and then he ended up in a closet.
They went inside the trailer. He opened like a closet door or whatever. She felt spooked out. She put him in the closet, locked him in, left, and he was screaming.
Yeah. I don't know if we're remembering the details, all that, right? But I just remember she locked him in some, I don't know, like scary looking.
Oh, I remember. He went in the closet. She locked it.
Yeah.
He started freaking out, and that freaked her out, and she left.
Yeah.
And it was in the middle of the woods.
It was in the middle of the woods. That child is probably the only person that found it. She had never known it was there. Okay, so here's my thing.
And I mean, the boy was fine. I think they ended up fine.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But I don't
Oh yeah, let's
believe
finish
her.
the story. Yeah. So allegedly, she ran back to her house, told no one. That night, the boy's father came to her home and asked, "Have you seen my son?" And she said, "I have not."
Yeah.
And then she said that the next day, like the police and everyone was searching for him. She still said nothing. She herself was searching with everybody else, but she said he was found the next day. So here's the fault. Like, the fact that she went to the woods with him, the fact that she locked him in, your kids, it's fine. He started freaking out. Again, his freaking out was probably worse than a normal person's freaking out.
Yeah.
She freaked out. She's allowed to freak out. She left. That's not, I wouldn't fault her for that.
Yeah.
I would fault her for acting like she had no idea when the father straight up asked her.
Yeah.
She said, "I don't know."
Yeah.
She started pretending to look for, like, that is
There's a whole search party out for him.
the whole search part. That is the part where I'm like, that's messed up, even if you're a kid.
Yeah.
She also didn't say it like it was, like, she
A big
kind of
deal.
told
She
it
was
like it was funny.
Yeah.
I think
She
it
was
was a
like,
joke. Yeah.
and everybody, also, everybody else thought it was funny aside from like Emma.
Yeah. Right.
And she was like, "Is the kid good?" She was the only person who kind of followed up about the well-being of the kid.
Yeah.
Like both males that were present there were like, "Oh, ha 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 ha, whatever."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, guys." And Emma was like, "Wait, no, this is not funny. Like,
Right.
Is he okay?"
Right.
Mhm.
Which kind of brings us to Emma's thing. I mean,
Charlie
was like, "I bullied someone on social
He said I
media."
cyberbullied someone.
Alleged, but it
Yeah.
wasn't
To
really
the point
cyberbullying.
where he moved and we were like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
He like bullied someone out of town, and it was like, oh no, but his dad got a job somewhere anyway, so they
Yeah.
were about to move. So I was like, okay, so that's not a thing.
Yeah.
So, and I can't wait to go back and talk about what this reveals about the individual characters.
Yeah.
But then it's Emma's turn, and again they're drinking wine, all that stuff, and Emma says that she like took a second to think, and she kind of resisted at first, but she's like, we all did it. It's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that when she was, what age?
15 or 14?
15?
Yeah.
She, had moved to a new city, etc. Like, she gave a little bit of context, and she was, bullied, etc. And she planned a mass school shooting, and she even had the gun, took the gun to school, but didn't go through with it.
Yeah.
So she was all she even brought the weapon into school, which is its own crime.
Yeah.
Miss Rachel had a visceral reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You're
think,
not
yeah.
She
was like my cousin. She named someone. She's like Sarah is paralyzed. And we're like, who the hell is Sarah? Like, we don't know who Sarah is.
Nobody knew who Sarah was.
Nobody knew.
But she said anyway, she was like, my family member is now paralyzed. She was a victim in a school shooting or school shooting, I don't know.
Yeah.
But she took and it's alarming.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. We can't say that's not alarming. It is alarming.
Mm-hmm.
Her fiance goes to the character that they're building around Charlie. Complete denial.
Yeah.
He was laughing. He's like, "You're joking." She's like, "I'm not joking." He's like, "You're joking."
Which made the confession that much worse. Because she's like, wait, is that bad?
Yeah.
She wasn't
And I
aware
think,
of it.
for me personally, I think what could have possibly made that scene worse, it was the fact that I think she revealed that she became deaf because she was testing the gun out.
Right. In
But
one
Charlie
ear.
in
did
one
not
ear.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think she had previously told him that she's been deaf since she was born.
Right.
Yeah,
So there's
that's
even
true.
a lie baked
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
it, which is bad.
And a pretty big one too. I think.
Yeah.
It's like
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when it happens to you, in high school. That's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
you were kind of older,
Yeah.
So what were y'all's reactions?
Honestly, I mean, I was shocked. But to be very honest with you, I know it's bad, but I'm like, this was a thought. She never went through with it.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, she thought to herself, no, this is not something I can do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can look past that. I really could without even too much thought, honestly. Or maybe
it really goes back to it was a comment that was made later in the movie, but in the United States of America, I'm sure there are many people that thought about it and planned it, and thank God did not go through with it.
Yeah.
I feel like it is. I actually felt really sad for her when she said, I was like, imagine being that sad, that depressed, that lonely. Her parents were never around, still had guns around, to the point where she can go and practice shooting and hurt herself, and nobody like looked sideways. If I shoot a gun and I go deaf in one ear, everybody in my family would be privy to this information. Like, this is not going to be something that's like, oh yeah, she's fine, go to school.
Yeah.
So I felt really bad for her.
Yeah.
But I mean, you didn't know at that point that the reason why she went through with it, the reason why she even had the thought was because she felt bullied at school. You didn't know that. Right?
I think she gave context.
She was like, school was hard. She kind of just like,
Yeah.
She's like, it was hard.
She was,
a lot.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I'm like, I was like, imagine feeling that much hate that you're like, I'm gonna kill these people, these children. Like, that is, I felt really, really sad for her. I feel like you're only able to plan a mass shooting because guns are so readily available.
Yes, I agree.
So I don't know if I'm empathizing with her too much, and I fully acknowledge that that's possible, but it's a product. She's a product of her society, in my opinion. But it's evil. The thought is completely evil, but I think it's a mental health thing. Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna compare it a little bit to Rachel's situation because it's just like the more you talked about it, it's like a thought that was just executed differently, right? Like Rachel had this evil thought of putting this kid who is not very mentally developed and, you know, storing him in this like creepy place and not telling anyone about it. Emma, on the other hand, had a thought about extinguishing her little classmates, but she didn't follow up with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but like,
okay,
not saying it's worse or better, but it's just like the ability to do it and to execute it was there for both of them. Emma just chose not to do it, and I think Rachel found some kind of camaraderie in that, and she's like, oh, there's someone who's worse than me, therefore she was like on Emma's neck about it, because she's like, oh wait, I'm better than you, let me make sure everybody knows that you are that much worse.
I agree.
Isn't that like a true test of someone's character? You can have so many different thoughts, but if you decide to do something or not do something based on whatever reasons, that says a lot about who you are as a person. Yeah, she might have had the thought, and it probably was a very like gruesome thought. But she never went through with it. So at some point, there was something in her that said, "This is not something I can or should do."
For sure.
I mean, okay, I won't lie. I think the reason why she ended up not going through with it wasn't the best.
Right.
Yes.
It was because
this little kid.
There was a shooting in a mall or something the same day. And that was, I think that scared her, and also like the she firsthand saw what that did to her community, to her schoolmate, and it actually united them. And isn't it, what do you guys think about the fact that she completely went the opposite side and became a anti-gun
but it's like what Molly said, it's like she had the choice to still go through with it, but like she snapped out of it, and that's like an active decision you make. It's not passive. And so she was like, actually, that was bad, and I will be the face of like, you know, reformation for whatever was wrong at that time. So I think you're right. It's very much like but like, for example, Rachel had the chance to not do it. Even there and then, you know what I'm saying? But she still went through with it, and she lied on top of it. So again, different magnitudes, but speaks to someone's character. I'd love to talk about Charlie though.
Let's talk about Charlie.
About how he took this.
Okay.
And so Charlie, in my opinion, very OCD person.
Okay.
That's what I think about him. So in his head, I think there's like good and bad. There's no gray area. And I think that's what led to him struggling a lot between like accepting Emma for who she is now versus what she did before, because Emma cannot be fluid. Emma cannot evolve. Emma is like binary, is or is not, in his head. I think that's just like the way he thinks about things. Like you guys were talking about the dance scene or whatever, and how he's like, oh, we must follow the dance teacher or whatever. That's just how he's programmed. And I think throughout the movie, there are multiple things where he's like, yes or no. It's not, he doesn't deal, or he's not very good at like navigating gray areas. So I think that's why he struggled, because he loves her, which is a no thing, but he's like, well, Emma cannot evolve. Emma is one solid thing.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, she is a person who is able to plan a mass shooting. Is that her now?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what... But the way he executed it, horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he cheats. You know?
Yeah.
He cheats with his, like, colleague. That's weird.
Yeah.
But that's what I gotta say for now. What about you guys? What do you think about it?
What'd you think?
Honestly, I agree with you. I had, until you said that, I had not thought that. I thought that, like, if we go back to the dance scene, so they were rehearsing to do, like, a choreographed dance on their wedding day. And Emma, super going with the flow. Like, she was actually having fun with it. Charlie was focusing on, like, the actual steps and moves. And I think he probably had more room for improvement than she did. And the dance teacher was very strict. Emma was having a good time. And then towards the end, she was like, wait, what if we don't do this? And then the dance teacher got mad. And initially, I thought that... And also his ability to be in complete denial for certain things made me feel like he's just trying to please people. Like he's he wants the best man to think of him as a good person. He wants everyone to like him, basically. And so I think he wanted to convince himself that Emma is good, so he's not the guy that marries a bad person. And there probably is some truth to that, but ultimately I think I agree with you in that he's not, like, Emma is super fluid. Like, she's authentic to herself to the point where she almost, murdered people. But then when she was on the other side, she was 100% committed on the other side. She's an 100% person, but she goes with the flow in life. Whereas there are even more dangerous people like Rachel, who are like, I think she's the real sociopath, even though she accused Zendaya of being a sociopath, where she was like, she thinks that, she's better than everyone. Whether it's so much worse, she'll make than her situation, like Zendaya, she'll make them feel bad. Whether it's so much lighter, like for her husband, she makes him feel bad. So I think I take Zendaya over Rachel any day. Again, maybe I'm being too empathetic, but I want someone that's real versus not. But I want to change the direction a little bit. So obviously, partnerships, marriage, fiancés, honesty is important. Should she have even told her partner that, and let's talk about timeline, like dating, fiancé, marriage, but is there any point in which he actually needed to know this? Like, if it was your partner, would you want to know?
Yes.
Okay, expand.
Just only because if especially we're marrying each other, I don't want you to tell me anything that would shock me after we're married. And I'm not saying I would be so shocked that I would want to end the marriage, but I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, especially because she became deaf because of because she was practicing with her dad's gun. But so I feel like that's such an important thing to tell your fiance. And I'm not saying that you have to tell me right away, like within the first month of dating or whatever. But I think before we get married, you should feel comfortable enough to tell me that. And I'm someone who, I really do believe in honesty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's, like, for me, like, the biggest thing.
Okay.
So I want my partner to be honest, and I want to be comfortable enough to be honest with them.
So you would tell your fiance the worst thing you had ever done?
Yeah, especially if we were, like, within, I think if we had been dating for long enough and I felt comfortable enough to tell him, I would. I would not wait until I was married.
Okay.
So, but it also depends, right? If I truly feel it's something important, I would tell him.
That's fair.
Is this important?
Yeah.
But just because it's connected.
Okay, I understand.
But if it wasn't connected at all to her ear, I think it would have been fine if she never mentioned it.
Okay.
Unless he asked and she lied.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Sophie?
I was going to say up until the last point, so there are things I believe should always stay between yourself and God. Like, like, maybe you're your therapist, but like
Yeah.
not your dad, not your mom, not nobody needs to know about it. And I think that's just like healthy. You cannot fully expose yourself to someone because then I don't know, it's just like everybody has leverage over you. Like you have to have your own, private demons that you're fighting, whatever. But my thing with Mali, we talked about this the other day, is, for example, like Mali said, throughout, and I'm saying for future, if something happens, like at this point in time, this is what I believe, okay?
Right.
If I change my mind 10 years down the line,
Subject to change.
Subject to change, yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case. But like during the time for our relationship, if it never gets brought up, and I feel like we're all very inquisitive people. Like we would ask the questions, we'd say why, but how, or whatever, and we never get to a point where like we discover something in our partners. If we're engaged, if I'm engaged to my partner, and at that point I don't know anything crazy, but he has something, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I do not want to know.
Okay.
Let me say, for example, I'm Charlie in the Emma and Charlie thing. I do not want to know. I'd rather not say anything. If they're like talking at the table and, oh, let's expose. No. We're planning a wedding. The invitations are sent. We've paid the vendors, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
At this point, it doesn't matter. I did the risk. I analyzed and I'm like, from whatever I know, I'm comfortable marrying this person. Let's say Emma wanted to tell me 5 years down the line, she's like, hey, it's been weighing on me. No, like I'm still not comfortable. I feel like this can sway our relationship by a lot. Obviously, I'd be like, is anyone dead? Is it like, if it's like what Emma did right now, where she planned it and didn't execute? Obviously, at this point, I feel like I'd know if she has similar intentions based on the way she acts. If it's 20 years down the line and she tells me, I doubt it's gonna be as big as it would have been if she told me when we were engaged.
Yeah.
So after 20 years, she can tell me anything.
It's too late.
And I'm like, I'm gonna retire. We probably have kids. We probably have a mortgage.
We have more important things.
More important things in life. So it would downplay it, and I think it would like actually kind of help us navigate it in a more healthier way, because we're like, there are so many bigger things in life, and what you did when you're 15 is really not that relevant. Versus if she told me when she was like 25, I would have been like, oh. But if she was like 55, I'm like, brother, like
Okay.
that was one of your 10
It's
versions.
further,
I want to ask a question, but I want to hear your thoughts
Yes.
before.
Guys, I've never been stumped on a pod like this. You guys laid down amazing points. My knee-jerk answer was similar to Soli's, where it's like, you can keep that between you and God, honestly. Like, I don't need to know that. It doesn't affect my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
But when there's something as significant as I'm deaf in one ear, that affects us, that affects you day to day. It's like saying, like, if they have an amputated hand and they've been lying your whole life about the reason why the hand is amputated.
Yeah.
That feels like a big lie.
Yeah.
That feels like a really big lie. And it's not even about like, oh, you did something bad. It's like, oh, you're something significant you've been lying to me about.
Yeah.
That is heavy to me. That's a big lie. But overall, I do think there are some things that I don't need to know everything about you.
Yeah.
But and I honestly like I feel like, again, subject to change, in a relationship, there are some things I will tell my husband that I will not tell my friends.
Yeah.
There are some things my friends will know that my husband will never know.
Yes.
So I think it's okay to compartmentalize things.
Yeah.
But with your partner, there are some things that it's like you need to know the deep things, I feel like. I'm not for the first time in the history of this pod, I can't decide.
Yeah.
But like if it's something, for example, that has legal implications in our future.
Yes.
Like let's say you accidentally, like, you found a dead body and you buried it. Like you didn't do it. That can we can go bankrupt in the future. I need to know that, for example.
Yeah.
Because
But at what point
that
would you
fully
need to know
affects
that?
me. I need to know immediately.
As you're dating.
Yeah, I need to know immediately. Or before, like, first of all,
Yeah.
don't be flinging new things when we're fiancés.
Yeah, no, literally.
But you're the one that proposes to me. Dump everything before you
Yeah.
propose.
Yeah.
So that's up to him. It's
Yeah.
I mean, we're all ladies, so we're lucky that they they're the ones that decide when it's actually going to
What
happen.
if you have something that you need to get off your chest before? And he
That's
just
his
proposes?
problem. That's not my problem. I don't have anything like that. But
Just hold on, just 1 minute.
yeah, just like, let's circle back.
Yeah.
I just have something to say.
In like 10 years.
But so there's that. Like, this doesn't have any legal implications per se.
Yeah.
But if he reveals that to me, whether it's 20 years into our marriage or while we're dating, I'm gonna be like, first of all, you could have kept that. But because like in the movie, Charlie started getting scared of her.
Yes.
Completely unintentionally.
Yeah.
I would be experiencing that as well.
Yeah.
Even though I feel the way I feel, which I feel like is pretty accepting, relatively accepting, I'm sure I will get scared.
Yeah.
Because it's a new reality for me, because it is a very big deal. But I would be like, you need to process that though. I would be like, let's go to therapy. 100%. Like, if you do end up revealing it to me, again, whatever the timeline is, I would be like, I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry you felt that way. But something that significant, I feel like you can't hold and move on there. Because any violent thing that you do, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's that trauma again coming back. So you have to deal with that. So it's complicated. It's complicated. But you both made great points.
And that's why I can't fault Charlie for how he acted.
I can't. I mean, wait. Go. Yeah, let's go.
Like, of course, the cheating, that was pretty bad. And I think he was very erratic.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it as, I think when we're watching it, I think we are a little bit more empathetic towards Zendaya.
Yeah.
I think for him, he might be hearing this for the first time and be thinking, oh, maybe I don't know my fiance that well. And I understand there were times he was scared. I would think I would probably be scared too.
Yeah.
Especially if it was the other way around. But I think that's different. I think...
If it was a man who revealed it,
I think it's a little different.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. I think that's a good point.
As a woman, you'd be more concerned.
A woman doing portraying violent behavior versus a man. Yeah, I agree. But as much as I feel like Charlie, he made a lot of mistakes that week, I personally don't think if I received that kind of, even with my reaction, this again more lax reaction, I don't think I can marry that week.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't care how many vendors are being paid.
Yeah.
I want to marry you after I fully process this, and you have started at least processing it.
Yeah.
So, but if I didn't have the guts to postpone the wedding, maybe I would act the way Charlie acted.
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that's like, again, he made so many mistakes every single
100%.
day leading up to the wedding.
Yeah.
But I might make. I don't think I'm gonna make out with anybody else, but I think I would make a lot of mistakes as well if I don't do myself a favor and take more time. Postponing a wedding the week of the wedding is drama in of itself. I don't even know what excuse I would give to everyone, but I don't think I would be able to do that. It is that is the worst information to hear the week of the wedding.
You know, I was gonna say, honestly, I think I would be a little disappointed that my partner waited until I think the week before our marriage to say something. But I think I could get over it. But I will say this: I think if it was something worse, even if it was just a thought, I couldn't. I don't think I could deal. And I think it depends on what the secret is. I think for Charlie, that was a deal breaker. Maybe it's not that much of a deal breaker for us, but imagine. I don't know. I'm thinking of something really bad. If someone said they had a thought of doing something heinous. I don't even want to say it.
I think that's a great point, actually, because for Charlie, when he was confessing, to him, the worst thing he had ever done is low-key cyberbully someone.
Yeah.
So, from that perspective.
Let me ask a question, though.
That's true.
Do we think Charlie would have acted the same if Zendaya made that confession to him when it was just the two of them versus the fact that there were people there?
I think the fact that there were people there maybe could have played more of a role.
I think so.
Really?
I don't know to what extent, but I think that if it was just the two of them, it would be a completely different movie.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I actually would have to disagree with you guys on this one.
Really? Okay.
I think because again, my understanding of Charlie is like he's very binary, right? Like it's either this or that.
Mhm.
I think his reaction would remain the same aside from like the "you're joking" thing, because like other people were just like, "Oh my god, are you serious?" And he's like, "Nah, guys, she's joking." I think it would just they would get to the point a lot earlier, right? He would be like, "No way," you know, and then he would just start being afraid of her right there and then.
I think he still would be afraid of her, but I
Yeah.
think he would be able to deal with it better than.
Yeah.
Because at some point you would see him going to Rachel and trying to talk to her and say like, "Please don't make this a big
Yeah,
deal."
yeah.
You know, he was trying to find an excuse for what she did.
Yeah.
He couldn't really find one that was reasonable in his head.
Yeah.
But I think he made up something for Rachel for
For
her to accept it.
Yeah.
So I think at that point he was okay with it. But seeing Rachel be so like firm in what she thought.
And his best friend told him, leave her.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll help you.
Yeah.
Escape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not saying he'd be cool with it,
Yeah.
but I think his energy would be completely shifted on maybe the two of them talking or something
Yeah.
like that.
Interesting.
I think he would still be afraid of her and all of that, but all the effort he put on trying to change the narrative that week, if he could focus that on him and her,
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm not saying the wedding would have went smoothly,
Yeah.
but it would have been much better.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, guys, now that you guys brought up a very good thing,
Mm-hmm.
let's say, I'm just gonna put Molly because you're the guest. Let's say you're getting married,
Mhm.
and then you come and tell us, "Oh, I actually found out my fiance was thinking this way." Obviously, the roles are reversed, but like, let's try to remain as neutral as possible.
If I was asking for your opinion.
Yeah, you're like, let's say we're Rachel and Mike, or like the closest people to you
Yeah.
in this scenario. I think I would have a very similar reaction to Rachel, surprisingly, as like
Uh-huh.
not in a sense that like I'm trying to get back at
Yeah.
your fiance, but I would be like, "Are you crazy? Like,
Your advice
leave
would be
him."
leave him.
Yeah, no, now that I've
But
sat,
they're
and
getting married this weekend.
yeah, I would be
You
like,
would say leave him?
I think, and I'm being super honest with like envisioning it, and Molly's like, "Oh yeah," or like your fiance revealed it in the middle of the dinner thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I do not want to associate with Rachel as a human being,
Mm.
but I think my reaction would be very similar to hers in a way.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
That makes sense.
Like,
I think because it's also different. You don't know him the way I know him. So,
Exactly, yeah.
You might know him as a friend, and
Yeah.
you're just discovering something new that a friend did.
Yeah.
Someone that maybe you're not super close with.
Of course, yeah.
So,
But I think maybe I can empathize with Rachel in the sense that, like, not that she's finger pointing, but
Yeah.
more so like how she reacted. I can see myself reacting that way.
especially
I
if you were
feel
affected by it.
There's
Yeah.
a very important element I want to introduce,
Yes.
and that's culture.
Huh.
We're Ethiopians.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, if my husband revealed to me that he thought about doing something crazy, but like he didn't go through it, like, we didn't grow up in the United States, so mass shooting were not like something we were afraid of. Like, again, if it's something I grew up like being scared of and things like that, that's different.
Yeah.
Let's say another crazy thing.
Mm.
I will never tell anyone.
Yeah, that's actually.
I
true.
will not
That's
ask you
true.
for my
That
opinion,
is true.
for your opinion.
That's true.
Sadly, yeah. I, don't
I
think
would
could
not.
do
Yeah,
this.
I'm just saying if it was revealed.
I would tell nobody. Let's talk about that, revealing it at dinner.
Mm-hmm.
But
you were drunk.
You've been drinking,
Oh,
yeah.
that's true.
I don't think she would have if
Tipsy.
she wasn't drinking. Or tipsy, but she.
That's true. I agree. I actually think that if she was 100% sober, she wouldn't have said anything. I would have a huge problem, and this is maybe personal,
Yeah.
but I think it's cultural.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk like that.
That's true.
Actually, if my husband said something super revealing, whether or not it's heinous or not, I'll be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That, I don't, again, it is personal, but I think our culture plays a role.
Yeah.
You don't talk about
Big issues like
personal things like within the girls, sure. But if my husband reveals it to my friends,
Yeah,
It's so
that's
strange.
true.
I would be like, stop talking. And I love talking.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a very vulnerable person. I like processing things. That's too much for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need to reflect on that. I don't know if it's because he's a man, but
No,
I
think
wouldn't
that would be
want him even bringing that up.
Yeah.
So
Like he can bring it up to you personally,
But
not
not
in that.
Yeah, maybe not even to me. Like I said, that's some things can remain with you.
Yeah.
Actually, the guy that I watched the movie with, he was like, you can reveal N-1 things with your partner. I was like, you A with that.
It's a great
You,
formula.
N-1. Like the N, you can keep it. But the things that are maybe relevant to like who you are, like I don't know, like there are some things that you can keep and some things that you shouldn't keep. So, but even again, maybe it's a cultural thing. You wouldn't even tell us that.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't be telling nobody. I mean, if he tells his boys, that's his business. But if this is my family versus my friends, you don't gotta talk about that
Yeah.
ooey gooey stuff
Yeah.
in front of people. Yeah. So I think that, and again, even our more lax reaction. Again, we didn't grow up in the United States. We didn't go to high school thinking, oh my gosh, somebody could have a gun. So I think maybe for us, it's not even the best example of something absolutely terrible. But for our reactions, culture plays a role.
Yeah. 100%.
Like if you were knowing you, if you were so worried enough that you came to us with that kind of stuff, even the fact that you came to us would make me worried.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you can't even stomach it, sister. Because we are kind of in a culture where you don't be sharing that many things within your family. You know what I mean? So,
I think if I had to go to my family and friends to talk about these sorts of things,
it's deep. It's like,
it's definitely bothering me, and I think that would just get that would be an indication that I shouldn't go through with it.
Yeah.
it would be an
That's
indication.
true.
But so I wanted just to go back to one thing that you got. I think that's Soli that you said.
Okay.
You said that you wouldn't mind if you found out 20 years later
Yes.
something big.
Yeah.
So the only reason why I want to go back to that is because I think, like you said, we're talking about this movie, so we're talking about a school shooting.
Yeah.
But what if it was something else, like something terrible? I think you said like 20 years down the line, we have kids, we have a mortgage. That's the least of my concerns.
Yeah.
Completely agree with that.
Yeah.
But if it was something like big enough where
It could, like, it has legal implications, like Mary
not
said.
even legal implications.
Uh-huh.
And I want to bring this up, but imagine he said, when I was younger, I almost raped someone. I think even if he didn't go through with it,
Yeah. I think this is,
just the thought itself would bother me. I just couldn't.
but that's the thing. This is one of the things you keep between yourself and God. Like,
Yeah.
at no point, no, honestly, like, again, thinking out loud, and this is me right now, like, again, I feel like every single human throughout their lifetime has very bad thoughts at some point in their life. Every single person.
Yeah.
And obviously there's like magnitude to each one of them. Like, I can't say one is more wrong than the other. They're all equally wrong to a degree. But for example, my husband revealing this information to me adds no value to my life. It just subtracts from the quality of my life, because now I have to live with the knowledge that my husband almost did this. And he never did. At no point in our relationship did he attempt it with me. And he has no allegations against any other person. So the fact that he thought about attempting it, and the fact that it's sitting heavy with him, that's like, I strongly believe, it shows, okay, he has a conscience. Like, he resents that version of him, which is great. But there is no addition to my quality of life, your quality of life, by sharing it with me. And if you believe in God, share it with God. If not, find a therapist. We can do that. Do not tell me. And that's
But he
like
told
amazing.
you. But God.
No, I would be like, did you kill someone? No. Are we gonna be dead? No. Cool. Talk to God. Get a therapist. Like,
That's
yeah.
That's
I
fair.
will.
Honestly,
I have a different
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah. Okay.
But I totally understand what you're saying. So first of all, we need to foot stomp on the idea of remorse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
If you don't feel remorse, I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
For any of it. Even if
Yeah.
it's mass shooting,
Yeah.
even if it's whatever, any crime or major crime. If you don't feel remorse, I'm scared. Even if you stole something,
Yeah.
I'm scared. The second thing is the timeline, right? So it's like if we're about to get engaged, and he was like, in college I almost raped someone.
Yeah. Crazy.
I need to reevaluate it.
Yeah.
I need to think. If it's 20 years into marriage, I think it makes a difference. Like, or 30 years, whatever. I'm like, okay, like Soli said, we all make mistakes of various degrees. But and if he's remorseful, I've been your wife all this time. We probably have kids, all that kind of stuff. If you've asked God for forgiveness, I'm okay with it. And I don't know why you told me. Like, so it doesn't add. But if you already told me, I know who you are now, the man you are now. You've sought forgiveness with God, and you feel remorse. Again, I'm not saying I'm just gonna move on with my life. It feels uncomfortable. I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah, it feels uncomfortable. But there are some things I'm like if it's a shooting or something, immediately go to therapy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it would lead to divorce, but it will cause a strain in our marriage if he refuses to deal with it emotionally. Yeah. So it's the remorse thing makes a big deal. And then it also depends on, again, at what point we are in a relationship. Like, if it's if he did it at 15 and we're 25, that's only 10 years.
Yeah.
But if we're 55, again, I know this new version of you, it makes a difference.
Yeah. I agree.
I actually have a follow-up question for that. Okay. Like, something that occurred to me. So, for example, when someone comes to you and they're like, I had this thought, or I almost did something, right? And our first knee-jerk reaction is like, oh my God, that's like, I feel uncomfortable, whatever. Yeah. And you're like, oh, go seek therapy, whatever. But bottom line, you're left with this heavy feeling, right? When it comes to things that didn't happen but were thought about, we're about to get, what's it called, executed. What is your metric of measuring whether or not they're actually getting better? Because they never actually did it. They never raped someone. They never killed someone. And so you just know that they thought about it. And so for you yourself, I'm not saying that. For you yourself, who is sat with this heavy feeling, what is your metric of saying, okay, I can feel less uneasy about this. I can feel like I can trust them in XYZ regard. I can trust them to not think about this anymore. And I'm saying that because I'm like, I'd rather not know, because for the rest of my life, I'm trying to measure your improvement over something I cannot measure.
Yeah. I'm leaving that to the clinicians.
But it's like you're still, as a wife, as a partner, you're thinking about it, this information that you can't measure. So
if he does the program or whatever, and if he does, I mean, my timeline is my timeline. I can't even predict it. Even if he does some kind of psych evaluation, they're like, no, he's good, he's moved on. It's gonna take me time. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but I will need a doctor to sign off. That it's like, it's not holding him back from life, or it's not affecting his decisions and stuff like that.
And that would help you personally, like
it would help me personally if a doctor said he's fine after however many sessions are needed based on their assessments.
So if you're Charlie in the Zendaya and Emma thing, if Emma came with a knife to her side,
I would be scared.
Still, even after a doctor signed off.
Oh, that is I can't tell. That's my own timeline. Like, but I will. That I don't think it even has anything to do with the doctor. I think that's just me. But if you're gonna be my life partner, I need to make sure that you're good, because I also love you at this point. You need to be good. It's not about me, because for all I know, the docs might be like, he's not getting better until the day we die. That's out of my control. So the therapy is for you. But me, how I feel, I don't know what it's gonna look like. It's up to me to stay or to leave, to stick around and help in getting marriages and sickness and in health. It's up to me to stick around or not stick around. But the therapy is for you, and I need to make sure you're getting the help that you need for our family.
You never seen those memes when people are getting married and I think the priest says, for better. You have to repeat what they say. They say for better, for worse, and someone says for better and better.
I see. If only.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to get married. You can just live. You don't have to get married.
What are your thoughts?
It's just so weird for me, because I think any other thing, I would say I can look past. Especially, I think even if it was like a week before our wedding, like a shooting or something else, like I almost murdered someone. Like most of these things, I feel like I could see past. I wouldn't need a doctor's note or whatever, but I would need to know that, like, I would ask, like, how do you feel as a person now?
So you trust them to be honest with you.
Yeah. And like,
men are not good at expressing their emotions.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would do my best to ask the right questions, and then I would want to know beforehand. But if it was something more heinous, and the weird thing is, if I believe that if there was a time where you had a bad thought and you chose not to do it, that's good enough for me. But certain things I can't look past. Like I can't use the same logic for that, and I can't help it. I think it would bother me. I think similar to, I think her holding a knife and Charlie being freaked out. I don't know if I would be freaked out in those scenarios, but if it was something else, maybe I would be. No matter if it's early on in the relationship or 50 years down the line, maybe we're like 7 years old, I think that thought would bother me.
Oh,
And I
I
think
still feel the same.
I would probably spiral like Charlie,
Oh,
no matter what timeline I found out.
interesting.
But literally everything else I can look past.
Oh, I see.
That's the only.
So I guess the conclusion of this whole podcast is it depends on the person.
I
Yeah.
guess so. Yeah.
Depends on the person
And the
action.
crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Of course.
crime. Yeah. And yeah, it's a big cultural thing, especially the mass shooting thing. It's very specific to the United States.
Yeah.
And I think people that grew up here, people that didn't grow up here, people that, you know, are older, younger, etc., it will affect different people
Differently,
based
of
on
course.
how you grew up and where you live.
Yeah.
So
I don't know about you guys. I feel like in our culture, especially, I think it's pretty common for a husband and wife not to share everything.
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for context, I feel like Ethiopians talk a lot. Like, we're very
About unimportant.
unimportant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in general, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, we. It's not good.
Unimportant
It's
things.
Yeah.
not good.
But
Gossiping.
I
basically,
do,
yeah.
like you said, Molly, I think honesty is extremely important,
Yeah.
and we need to defy our cultural norms in order to make sure we have a open relationship.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, you know, romance is not gonna be a top priority throughout your marriage.
Yeah.
It fluctuates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, there's an average overall decline.
Yeah.
I hear.
You choose to be there.
So
you
it's,
know?
it's really about the person that, you know, you're tackling life with,
Yeah.
and then romance is obviously amazing
Yeah.
if it's there. And so if you don't have that on, I feel like the romance is a great addition. But if I can't trust you as a person that I'm sharing my finances with, that I'm raising children with, that I'm like I've chosen to die alongside, that is a huge issue.
Yeah.
And but again, at the end of the day, I think, like, first of all, why would you, like, what is the why would you tell? I don't know if it's like a rape thing. It's like, are you trying to hurt me? Are you trying to piss me off?
Yeah.
Are you feeling a lot of like guilt? Like, even that needs to be unpacked on its own. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And what a great movie.
It was
Amazing movie.
the perfect movie to talk
Yeah.
with you.
Yes.
Oh,
Specifically.
I loved. This is so much fun. I love
Yeah.
hearing both your thoughts.
Yeah.
I think your thoughts are also amazing,
Yeah.
and the questions also
Yeah.
very
Actually
great.
stumped me, Molly. Like, I was like, wait, I had my thought already. You're changing my mind.
Same thing. I think talking to you both. I was like, guys,
Yeah.
I understand that point of view.
Yeah.
Perspective.
This is such a great episode.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to our 10 subscribers now. How many are?
I think we hit 11.
Okay, 11. Yay!
11.
So, tell your other friends to listen to our podcast.
Yes.
We hope to post more consistently and hopefully no more technical difficulties.
Yes.
And-
Amen. Thank you so much for coming, Molly.
Thank you, Molly.
It
Thank
was
you,
a
guys.
pleasure.
Hopefully one of many.
Yes.
So have a great week, everyone.
Bye, guys. See you
Bye.
next time.